Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, amazing, and wonderful Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, the one, only Master Propaganda Hero, Site Defender of the Fatherland, Officer 1v1 on Mill Road. In the north, it is Clownsgame, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 5th Armored Division, forming up here for a task group to break through the German lines. In the south, it is Acehiro, fighting for the Oberkommandist, Germany, Deutschland, here with the, let's just go with 116th Panzerdivision Windhund here with Grand Offensive featuring Panzerfusilier, Smoke Bombs, Infrastrukturgewehr 44, Panzer Commanders, and Tiger Tanks versus Clownsgame with armor, with assault units. He's actually going for them. Elite Vehicle Cruise upgrades, M10 tank destroyers, 105mm bullets of Shermans, and the 240mm howitzer barrage. These Panzerfusilier versus Rival Schools, and I stress again, assault engineers with the M3 grease gun. So, off to the races here with an exciting and I think possibly riveting match. And there's always a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters. Without them, the wonderful and valuable support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So, big thanks to all those. Other people enjoy the Patreon on Patreon, or they can consider donating via PayPal. Links are in the video description. You can also, if you're considering pre-ordering Commoners Free, do so via the link in the comments. Use the code STUG3GE. As is written there, and I get a 50% cut of the sale, so it's basically a win-win. You get the game, and I get some money out of it too. And I'll let you know, comment, like, share, subscribe, feed the YouTube algorithms. More right from there for Clownsgame. Here's a song using northwards there. In the south, we got the Rival Squad moving up here. Racing base as well here. More Panzerfusilier here for Acehiro. Definitely rare to see assault engineers. They're typically not viewed particularly fondly by a lot of American players, though I don't think they're necessarily bad, but I do think part of it's just like how a lot of assault units with the submachine guns tend to be caught in this awkward spot where they're never quite fully efficient unless they're like kind of a bit over the top. Due to the way I think submachine guns currently operate in companies too, they have like, I think these situations where like, you just, like if the squad gets slightly spread out, the DPS, for example, of the squad goes completely sideways, for example. So I don't blame people for not necessarily being wildly fond of them, but still I think there's a lot of good with some of these units there. So it's exciting to see a player like him go at it. In the south, the troops holding up. We got a slow push here by Acehiro. Panzerfusilier on fire from the Rival Squad there. Very cautious here, and there we go. Assault's been catching the Sturmpionier, Grease Guns versus Sturmgewehre. The Grease Gun, for those wondering, was basically a attempt to make a more cheaper and easier to produce Thompson submachine gun. Sturmpionier there, fighting at the assault units at close of long range. Assault just need to back off, try and see if they can't bait them into a position where it actually gets close to them without taking too much damage. In the south field, we can see here though, Clownsgame looking to outmaneuver here Acehiro. He's trying to use the train here, but Clownsgame is having none. In fact, the assault units might be moving to the south here. The Sturmpionier now trying to catch up here. Going in all here, using the reactions, I think, to draw away fire. Not a bad idea here for Clownsgame. The assault units now remaining in the center. Would have figured they'd move to assist around here, but guess not. Full assault now routed here. Meanwhile, the Americans here cleaning up the Germans. It's just the two Panzerfusilier squads now here. Can they hold off against the Yankees? Assault engineers here. Not much going on there. No tech yet. Oh, actually spoke too soon. Captain on the way there. He's here with the Battle Group headquarters. Going south to see Rival Squad need to be careful. Reactions now being left to fight for their own. Assault engineers moving in, but they at this point actually taking too much damage, I think, to be of much use in the engagement here. In fact, Clownsgame here could, I think, already be forced to retreat here fully. May need some ambulance here to heal up his troops. So there you go, there's a full rout here for Clownsgame. Initially looked good for him, but kinda lost steam there. Picked a few not quite optimal engagements, and Acehiro, I think, playing the more patient game that bled his opponent out and then turned the tides there, so thumbs up to Acehiro. Ambulance on the way there, Captain out. Flamethrowers, of course, also up in the assault engineers. Sturmpionier pursuing the reactions. Grab the southern point here with the Panzerfusilier. Ambulance done. Got a lot of troops need of healing there, but quickly gobbling it up the southern territories. Acehiro does not miss a beat there versus his opponent. Thumbs up to Acehiro. Guessing an MG34 is going to happen here soon, or he might just try and go straight for the flak half track actually. Without going for the MG34. Ambulance arriving. Go. Also note the way he's hiding about here. He's obviously expecting opponents to try and move through here, and then he can shoot them at a bit of range. But there you go. Clownsgame he sees through Acehiro's play there. Goes for that round here with a captain on the long route. Then you can attack for the side here. So good read on the situation here tactically by Clownsgame. Sturmpionier almost round. We got the flak half track there, 2/3 of the way done. American troop charging forward, grabbing the southern fuel point here. Further south, Panzer busy there. In the center, full squad ready to meet the advancing Americans here under Clownsgame command. There you go, quickly retreating. The flank in particular being a bit fit to the full Grenadier. In fact, what he could try and do is actually flank around here, going for a really deep flank here around Acehiro, and there you go. I think he's sensing that base starts steadily retreating here from the east side, realizing that not only can he really hold it, but he also risks, you know, wipes here due to the units on his retreat path there if he sticks around for too long. Around the eastern fuel point here, he's in the center with the assault engineers, wide off here. He could also consider laying down some mines with the assault engineers. We'll have to see, and he's also going for the lieutenant. Interesting. Lieutenant and captain gets maxed out 50 cals and anti-tank guns at the same time, but clearly I think indicates that Clownsgame probably is not going to go for light vehicles. He's going to move straight ahead for something a bit more heavily armored, while also going on a slightly more infantry footing with a lot of officers. So interesting build here by Clownsgame. We got some mines down here from the assault engineers. Note the assault engineers were a specialist detachment attached like units wherever needed. Basically, the separate battalions, if I remember correctly, as the Sturmpionier, but basically just pioneers as part of any German division's pioneer unit, which both served, you know, shall I say, these pioneer units, but also as an elite assault unit within the German division. That said, they also did have their own separate units as well. They could be attached, like, you know, the Baupionier and Eisenbahn Pionier, stuff like that. I believe also some more specialized assault pioneer detachments too. But in general, most German divisional pioneers were also assault pioneers in a sense. Flank half track, captain the assault pioneers there, pushing them back. In the center there, Rieson's captain rushing forwards. In the south here, Clownsgame versus a push here from Acehiro, 2 Panzer squads equipped with the Gewehr 43. Rushing at the building, the riflemen found themselves steadily overwhelmed here as the Germans charge in, but perhaps Clownsgame here can turn this to a advantage. He's looking to flank around the Panzer here as they drive ahead here. Anti-tank and ready. Lieutenant is almost done here. Would not be surprised to see some 50 cals. There you go, grenade here, but dogs here by Clownsgame's men. Legions retreating here, the Panzer there doing what they can, but they're being steadily overwhelmed, and now the flak half track arrives to the rescue. The M119's being holding from north here. This is an absolutely intense match, ladies and gentlemen. Panzer's here in a fierce exchange of fire here, and there you go, using the captain's on me ability to give them a boost there, also get them out range to the flak half track. Fulker's flanking up behind here, brutal finding here, fuel point right on neutral. Lieutenant out now here. This also means now that Clownsgame has more infantry on the field than Acehiro. But Acehiro, of course. Oh, he is actually going for more infantry as well. In fact, going for more Panzerfusilier. Anyways. Oh, he's actually going to go for light vehicles, but it's from the platoon command post. That is an interesting slight deviation there, but not necessarily bad, obviously. Just not what I would expect here. Sandbags in the center. Basically in the east here, grabbing points. Captain retreating there. Assault units moving forwards. North, we've got the Lieutenant versus the Sturmpionier. Assault units catching the folks in the center, disrupting their ability to lay down the sandbags without getting absolutely brutally murdered. That said, while they have been on the field for some time, they've really been able to do much with them, kill anything. All that said, mine up north here pays off big time and wipes the Sturmpionier on retreat. Obviously a great investment there for Clownsgame in the end with the assault engineers, so thumbs up. Entertain, they're getting a great shot on the flak half track. And we got the Stuart light tank for Clownsgame. Yeah, this is definitely not your average USF metagame player, that's for sure. Rifle squad, rear-swinging forwards here, but there you go, right into a massive horde of Panzerfusilier here. Acehiro assembles a strengthened platoon in the south here to launch another assault on the fuel point there to deny the Americans the very lifeblood of the United States of America. Fuel. The south here, flak half track being fixed up. Southeast here, again pushing forwards up aggressively. In fact, I think it's going to launch an assault on the car front, but there goes Stuart already. And will Acehiro be ready for this? Because, I mean, in many regards, this is a fairly, the typical, taking road here metagame play by Clownsgame. So, theoretically, the Stuart right tank right now could be a surprise there for Acehiro on several levels, but there you go. The flank continues in really deep there with the Stuart light tank unable to really assist. He now clears out the anti-tank gun, and we could now see Clownsgame infantry in some pretty deep trouble here. I mean, just absolutely beautiful infantry aggression here from Acehiro and Clownsgame as they both just wheel around here. Counterattack regaining the fuel point here from the Germans. Meanwhile, we could see a wipe in the rifle squad. Clownsgame sticking around for too long in the face of the Panzerfusilier and the G43s. But there you go, assault engineers to the rescue, charging right at the Panzerflieger and sending them packing. And there we go. Acehiro runs off the anti-tank gun, securing it for Deutschland and the Reich. Who needs Raketenwerfers when you can make use of American anti-tank guns? Stuart racing in there. Obviously, I imagine Clownsgame here will want that anti-tank gun back for freedom and democracy. Stuart rushing in there. Flak half-track there. Cook the red trying to assist. He could also be ignoring the anti-tank gun to just try and clear out the flak half-track, which also makes a lot of sense. But there you go. Smoke screen deployed. Anti-tank in there, safely squirreled away there by Acehiro. And the 116th Panzer Division Windhund, which by the way is German for Greyhound. Track out there for Acehiro, guessing that'll be the Schwerer Panzer quarters. Part 1 in the centre. Grand Northern Point here, and also repairing the Stuart at the same time. With the elite vehicle crew with Thompsons. Southern Point BCs for the echelons. Another wave of infantry from Acehiro. These have been some incredibly hectic, like, first 11 or so minutes. I mean, just these first 11 minutes I've seen a lot more action I've seen in some 1v1 matches. Like the first 30 minutes. If I have to exaggerate a bit. Mines up here from Clownsgame. Thumbs up to that. Launching a fresh assault here. In the south, though, Acehiro keeps up the attacks on the fuel point there. Sure, this has become a point of great energy for the White House at this stage. Mr. President, sir, they keep attacking our fuel points. Goddamn Nazis! Nuke them all! Sir, we don't have nukes yet. God damn it. Well, make them faster. Need to nuke Germany. Sturmpeony was the lieutenant. Stuart Light tank rushing 40 here. 1 kill, close to 82. Flak half-type being routed. Sturmpeony here, clashing away fiercely. Panzer with an anti-tank rifle against the Stuart Light tank, damaging the engine in the center. Rifle squads advancing now. Clownsgame has added the BAR there to further augment his infantry with all-American firepower. And Clownsgame continues to go well, very few American players go by going for a second Stuart Light tank. The absolute audacity. A second Stuart Light tank at the 12-minute mark at that. Especially factoring like how much Acehiro's been hitting his fuel supply. Clearly, Clownsgame does not give a damn. That said, 2 Stuart Light tanks in the right situation can be quite powerful. Look, never mind, cancel it. Oh well. Not that I blame him, but would have been a bit exciting, wouldn't it? Anyways, Grand Western Point here. Stuart there still ready, close to 52 for that matter. Guessing he might be planning to take up instead. We'll have to see what Clownsgame follows up with here. As he continues to go ways again that most American players know. Well, in fact, we even got the rear echelons equipped with BARs. Boosting their firepower against the insidious forces of National Socialism. That said, against trained German infantry with G43s, you're going to need a bit more than just a pair of BARs and a bunch of re-echelons. Now the anti-tank in here for Clownsgame. Acehiro there, probably going to go for a Panther 4 in the future once he gets enough resources. That said, Clownsgame grab on the western field point there has definitely helped slow down Acehiro's rise towards tanks. And also buy Clownsgame more time to get up maybe his own armor here. East side here, Ralph charging in, backed up the Stuart Light tank here. Acehiro's Panzerflieger there, sent packing, routed in a furious storm of lead and American insults. Samex in the center. Mines down here for Clownsgame. Thumbs up to that. Rifle squad with the Panzerflieger close to the south point here. Fresh mines here for Clownsgame. Up north, there, MD-34 acting as an anchor point around the center of Acehiro's front line. So he claims the western field point there for the Reich. Deutschland. South here, Lieutenant Graham, the Sun Munitions Point. Further up north is Stuart racing in here, evicting the machine gun there from the premises. south here, flak half train getting lieutenant and sending him running back home. North here filters the captain. 7 kills of Tier 2. Stuart light tank engaging there, cracking apart tombstones there for freedom and democracy. Ooh, close to wipe here on Acehiro's Fox squad. That'll be a bit painful there for him. Mine goes off somewhere in the east. There we go. Panzer Fusilier once more. Suffering loss. There's just already so many died over this field point. I mean, at this rate, they're going to have to rename that point to the Middle East. Anyways, do a light tank rushing forwards here. Engaging the Panzer Fusilier of this main gun. Damaged engine. Considering all the Americans have so far died for it. Never mind the Germans. Ground Western point here as well. Reclaiming them for freedom and democracy. Let's do a light tank being fixed up. Flak half tank going in against the machine gun position there. Now the benefit to the elite cruisers, you might notice there's actually also gain a repair speed bonus. That means they can actually get the light tanks back in action faster. But obviously armor as a commander, that definitely has some benefits, but at the same time, it perhaps doesn't quite have that same, ease and smoothness of use compared to other commanders, which makes it less popular. But Clownsgame clearly is a believer in it. Got the Major on the way, this for Clownsgame. Acehiro, they're getting close to the Panther 4. Still a light tank here. Backed up with the anti-tank and they're wrecking Acehiro's cover. The flak half tank could also be now exposed. Of course, he's now got his own anti-tank gun ready. Good shot, let's do a light tank right through the frontal armor there. Another great shot there. Veterans who won, half 8 of Tier 2 in fact. Panzer pushing ahead here against the American anti-tank gunners. North side here could maybe be pushed up a bit more by Acehiro, seizing a bit more terrain away from Clownsgame. Can you like threaten to attack into the north and hit the car point from that angle? But so far Acehiro seems very fond of taking this particular path here. Panther 4 Mollier there for Acehiro. Storm Pioneer there routed. Straight for the car point. Panther 4 Mollier there for Acehiro. Ooh, that's a wipe. Yep. Good kill there. Bravo squad captain pushing forth their Panzers in a bit of trouble. Entertaining murders out here. Grabbing the western car point there. And the anti-tank crew that cleared out. Clownsgame crew claiming that suddenly put Acehiro in a bit of a tougher spot because then his Panther 4 will be up against 2 anti-tank guns, which could very quickly wreck his Panther 4 if he's unlucky. Plus, of course, means he then has no anti-tank weapons to assist his Panther 4 either. So we'll have to see, but there you go. Ace, Stuart light tank here. Clownsgame goes hard after the flak half track there, but the Panther 4 Mollier is not for Acehiro and Deutschland. Adding the Panzer Commandant as well. And we got Oberslot here for Acehiro. Thumbs up. Smoke deployed, and out of the smoke comes the Panzer 4. No Panzer and the Sturm Pioneer, though. Could assist Acehiro a bit. There we go. So that's 2 anti-tankers now in the service of Clownsgame. That's definitely going to make things a bit tough here for the Panzerkampfwagen 4 under Acehiro's command. And first unit of the battalion command post for Clownsgame is a Scot. Clearly feeling confident enough in the 2 anti-tanks to deal with the Panther 4. Otherwise, I suppose he could have gone for the M10 tank destroyer. There you go. M81 Scot there on the way. I'm going to use the captain to supervise it. 2 thumbs up. Impressive. Orbital charge in the center guard, namely Fed 4 on the way, then engaging the Major. Up north, Panther 4 moving in here to block an American advance there. Stewart striking, Scott moving up as well to assist here. Orbital there routed, heavily damaged. Up north, the Panther trying to hit the Americans up there, but none of the shots are really landing anywhere close to the Americans. That actually matters. Fence there shattered. It was perhaps some crates. Either way, it's gone. It is no more. Captain there suffers a man loss as the Panther 4 lands high close shell right on top. Punchfully attacking head here. Orbison there, of course, now finally upgraded with the machine gun, but also he needed some serious healing before the grand. There you go. Acehiro clears out the entangles there. 2 thumbs up. Very good prioritization here by Acehiro. Unfortunately, the Scot then proceeds to absolutely maul his Panzer Fusiliers. They can't actually like further exploit this. So improving the value here of Clownsgame going for the Scot there. Stuart racing in there to stun with the Panther 4. Buying here Clownsgame time to crew the anti-tank guns with his riflemen. Devious. Also the assault units by night to manage to hit the ace level, 10 kills. They've definitely been like a pretty good investment, I think, here for Clownsgame. Even with a total of 1 there to get to the ace level, I'd say they've done some pretty good work there with the mines and other elements there. Grabbing the Southern Victory Point here, we got Fear 19, that's a 449. And burning some of the wounded. Geneva Convention, this is like a comic convention. Yeah, I think so. Alright then. Fulton there, also as the assault engineers there. In the south here, Panther 4 pursuing the Scot. Great shot to the tank, and he could lose the Panther 4, which definitely a bit of blow there to Acehiro. You can see how Clownsgame is always giving Acehiro there quite the rough treatment. There you go, the assault units could get wiped out here as Acehiro launches a furious infantry assault here with the Panzer and the opposite garden. No one man survives and lives to tell the tale. Now the anti-tanks are once more exposed here as Acehiro pushes forwards once more for Deutschland. Anti-tank crew there utterly eviscerated in the face of superior German firepower here. Dropping like very large flies in a microwave oven. Captain about here, they get wiped out as well. And there you go, gets another wipe on Acehiro instead here. Good golly, Acehiro is taking an absolute pasting here from Clownsgame. And now we got the M10 tanks on there for Clownsgame freedom and democracy. Panther 4 there being fixed up, Fulton sitting out there. Acehiro will definitely need more infantry, but also think more armor to match what Clownsgame's going on. And again, he's got like basically 5 infantry squads still versus Acehiro's 4. And again, supervising very consistent here. Thumbs up. M10 tank destroyer ready. There you go, got the M10 out. Flak half track no serve. Got the Panther 4 more here for Acehiro. Very good. I think he could also eventually consider maybe a Yak Panther to help deal with the M10s and whatnot. Just something with a bit more firepower and range. He's going to need like Cadenrathers or Panzerschrecks. Bunch of Panzerschrecks to affect him good there. We'll have to see here what he does against Clownsgame, for that matter what Clownsgame does, because Clownsgame is really at this point just not playing by the usual agreed upon metagame rules. Sturm Pioneer caught it with the Stuart Light Tank M10 rushing forwards here in the south. Panther 4 backed up by German infantry, making an advantage towards the eastern fuel point again. Anti-tank crews there in a bit of a hot bit of water here. Damage into the M10. Does hit the forces nearby to maybe finish off. That'd be pretty great. We do have the Panzerschreck, but the Stuart there does make that a bit more complicated. The Panther force could move in to deal with it. All of a sudden pushing forwards here. Forgot about the assault engineers. Got the anti-tank gun though, but only abandoned and could be recruited here. Chaotic and hectic to say the least. Other Panther work there, go quickly repairing the M10 here. Almost got the M1 anti-tank gun here. If Acehiro can get rid of that, be quite helpful from there. Go, pop goes the Weasel. Anti-tank removed, removing one obstacle there for Acehiro's Panzerwaffe as well there. Mines going off there. M10 being steadily fixed up here by the elite vehicle crew there. So, Sarge, what is it that makes us elite? Well, you can actually spell it. Oh, right. Should be enforcing healing here. Graham Northern put with the Rifle Squad, Academy for Acehiro. Clearly as well, I think, to the increasing armor development, awkward armor developments here for Acehiro, and the, well, I guess, need for something that can't be easily blasted up by anti-tank guns and M10s. MD-54 catching the lieutenant here. Of course, the Ken female could be an easy target for the Scots. And theoretically, Clownsgame could even go for like a Bulldozer Sherman, which could certainly also prove to be a problem for the Ken. It's not like there's like any clear answer here for Acehiro, honestly, against what Clownsgame is doing. Except obviously kill him for Deutschland. Panther Force good some light repairs. The flak half tank is also kind of fallen into a reserve position. Like, you just can't really find like room to like get it in there versus Clownsgame. He forgets about it, which obviously benefits Clownsgame a lot. That he doesn't have to worry about the flak half tank. We got another M10 tank just on the way there. And ooh, we actually got a flare here from Acehiro. Thumbs up, very nice. That's the second M10. Orbs on there, very close to T2 here. Black half tank holding back. Panzer versus the Major. Ralph got takes him out to hit some of the orbs of Lardner pushing up through the center here for the Reich. Got the Panther moving up now. No, both have been upgraded with the Panzer Commander. M10's going in here pretty aggressive towards the west. Gotta go straight for that flak half tank, using flanking speed here. Devious play there, but obviously really smart. Does get a wipe somewhere else though on Clownsgame, but the flak half tank goes down to the M10. And the wreckage actually saves the M10 there as well. Very good there for Clownsgame. And center their Panther moving up here in the south. The Sturmpion a bit up top as well there. Artillery called in the anti-tank and the nearby supporting light armor. So that gets the anti-tank out before the artillery strike hits. There you go. Pushes in there as the anti-tank repositions. Acehiro strikes while the iron is hot. There you go. Anti-tank and crew exterminated and then going to destroy it. That's going to be pretty good here for Acehiro if you can get rid of that one. It'll obviously still be the M10s to deal with, but you know, getting rid of at least some of the threats is definitely a really good move there for Acehiro there. You could still do more infantry, and certainly some more orbital Arden could provide what he needs here versus Clownsgame, and his infantry, of course, is not going to help with the increasingly large armored force here that is being built up here. Fresh push in the center here. Panther Force falling back once more. Smoke screen off here, meaning he's actually researched grenades. Thumbs up to that as well. Clownsgame definitely flexing his all-American muscles against the Germans. South the M10 at the ready. Looks like though he's not switching out vehicle crews though. Like maybe get some of the M10s a bit more experience, for example. Like he could, you know, pop the Steward crew into something else besides the Steward there. It's a small consideration. That said, I think he's always doing quite well then, certainly utilising the Americans more than the average player does. So there we got the opposite wing up here. Captain falling back. West side here, push for the Civic 2 point. The MG34 though, on its own against the Scot, it's going to have to fall back before it gets wiped. In fact, it's almost getting wiped immediately there. In the centre, the M10 rushes forward to the opposite and will have to retreat now. North here, Panther goes for the Scot there, but misses and quickly disengages. Meanwhile, the other Panther goes in on his own there versus the M10. Kenmeth engaging the Steward in the east. Like, he's really extending thinly here against Clownsgame there, Acehiro, and that definitely has some risks there. Particularly since, due to the terrain, they can't easily support each other. So if something goes wrong in like one spot, it could backfire on Acehiro like pretty quickly. M10 though running a bit issue with the Panther Force and some Panther Strikes almost got it there. Really close call there for Acehiro, but fell a bit short in the south here. Ooh, anti-tank rifle, it wasn't timed well, so couldn't damage the engine there. Scott there being hammered, Panther 4 in heavy need repairs. Honestly, at this point, Acehiro may actually want to get another Sturm Pioneer squad just to assist with repairs. But also maybe get himself another Panzer's wreck. Meanwhile, lots of armor being repaired here for Clownsgame. No clear indicators what he's planning next. Perhaps another M10, perhaps the Bulldozer Sherman, or maybe another Scott. In the case he's got like 4 pieces there to be repaired. At this point, it would appear that he's going for another Panther 4. But it looks like he's going for the Tiger tank, but he's in fact just going to go for another Panther 4, which honestly makes sense. He's very cost efficient. That said, part of me thinks he could also go for the Jagdpanzer. It does have a bit better rate of fire, but also good range. Plus, it gets really good rate of fire with some experience bonus, which allows to help really deal with the American armor as the match goes on. But honestly, just getting more Panther 4s works quite well too. And we got Clownsgame with an actual Sherman tank on the way here. Panther 4 right around the corner for Acehiro. We got 220 versus 393. South, we got the Panzer launching assault for the Sun victory point. 10 rushing forwards. Sherman halfway done. Really turning into like a significant armor battle here with like 2 M10s, Scott, Stuart, Sherman versus 3 Panther 4s. South, a bit of fun here is turning in the favour of the Americans. The assault units will come the Panzer Fusilier at the closer ranges with the grease guns and that flamethrower. Good rushing in from the south here, pushing back the Panzer Fusilier.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Need to fix out that Panther 4 though. I still think Acehiro would benefit from another Sturm Pioneer squad. I mean, particularly with 3 Panther 4s, being able to increase your repair speed I think is a really good move. That said, it does tend to be a bit of a quirk amongst Oberkommandos players, whereby now most players will have more ways of repairing the stuff faster. Oberkommandos players will typically still insist on just sticking to 1 Sturm Pioneer squad, instead of like maybe getting another one as well. Which is a bit noteworthy. I mean, it's not like 1 Sturm Pioneer can't repair faster than the average unit, but still having 2 of them would obviously just mean you get your armoured forces back into action. Something to consider there. And of course, Clownsgame, you know, has multiple vehicle crews and they're all elites, so again, they can just repair stuff fast. Smoke bombs being deployed here. Looks like Clownsgame getting ready to an offensive here. Armor's being lined up in the south and in the north. Could be a Pincer here actually versus Acehiro, but Acehiro meanwhile is lining up for a northern punch here. His Panther 4's being brought in, which will catch the northern Pincer in a tough spot here. There you go, 1 M10 in trouble here. Other M10 in the terrain here. Kind of breaks up the northern prong here of his Clownsgame. Acehiro meanwhile is able to keep his armor more organized together here, meaning that at least 1 M10 there goes down. Great work here, punishing their Clownsgame, though of course he doesn't set about doing nothing. Now turns this slightly to his favor, but then attacking into the rear line of Acehiro's force there with the Sherman and the Switch. There we go, he actually switched to crews. 2 thumbs up. Ace Sherman crew right away. Meanwhile, the Panther 4s took out the M10s and the Scott, though. Good golly, this is amazing. Armor is just exploding here. Both sides are taking heavy losses as battle is completely being messed up there. But now the Sherman's been caught by 3 Panther 4s. The cannon of the crude artillery called in here by Acehiro, and Clownsgame suddenly took just massive crushing losses here, as his Pincer maneuver completely backfired in the face of the armored fist of the Third Reich. As Acehiro clearly remembered his Guderian, which is you strike with a fist, not with an open hand. And while certainly Clownsgame, I think, sort of actually did some work there with the Sherman that stood flanking up from behind, ultimately, he just couldn't really help against the fact he just, like, you know, had his armor isolated really poorly here due to the terrain there, making it very easy for the Panther 4s to gang up. There we go, fresh M10 arrives, so taking out at least 1 of the Panther 4s. Though, of course, there's still 2 more Panther 4s to go, including a near ace level one. But good God, that was a hell of a battle. And the match is still not over, by the way. There's still plenty to go. An absolute humdinger of a fight today. Panzerfusilier pushing forward here, catching the Rifles in a pretty bad spot. They're forcing them to retreat here in the face of a resurgent German assault. That's it, though. Acehiro's infantry and other elements are really weak now, so he's much more dependent on the Panther 4s. That's it, though. Clownsgame also his infantry also take a bit of a, you know, beat up there as well. M10 rushing in here. Academy have almost wiped out, but looks like it does nearly escape the grasp of Clownsgame, Freedom and Democracy. And he popped in the crew here just to try and get the machine gun crew here with the Thompsons. The absolute audacity of Clownsgame. M10 gets a great shot on the Panther 4, the reaching veterans who won. Northern victory point being claimed here with the Opus Soldaten. Another Panther 4 Acehiro. Charging at the opposite there. Go blend cover, catching the advancing American. He somewhat also sets up for a retreat here. Smart play there by Acehiro. Thumbs up for Panther 4, they're slowly arriving. Panther 4, they got to go. Need to fix up the other one a bit here. And I believe he's trying to clear up the terrain here to ensure that, you know, what happened last time does... Oh, he's raking the sandbags. That said, maybe clearing out some of these hedges would be a bad idea to, again, avoid this bit there. Again, like, you know, basically, he managed to, like, separate his armor into even smaller, like, units in a sense there. Which, of course, was made this attack by Acehiro so effective. Like, it wasn't just, like, you know, he had forces in the north and south, but then the forces in the north were effectively split into, like, even smaller compartments, meaning they couldn't even assist each other. Whereas again, the Panther 4s could then easily just deal with the M10s each on their own by overwhelming them.
M10 ready for action.
Another M10 out here, near Ace Panther 4 going forwards here, Oberleutnant Fritz Hartmann there, going for the M10, shots bouncing there, go table turn here and Fritz, as two M10s now against it here. We can certainly see here in a bit of a reverse situation here in a sense, in this case of course by him overextending. Now of course we can lose the Panther 4, in fact he might even lose the second Panther 4 here. Again, highlighting the importance of, you know, armor working together and not being too easily isolated here. And so no matter, you know, seconds, Acehiro's advantage just went completely down the kitchen sink. That really puts Ace in a bad spot because, again, the M10's like just much more to produce and sort of, you know, punch out compared to the Panther 4 Model Js. This is definitely bad news for Acehiro. Like, his just entire advantage there just, again, went, you know, completely overboard. So for that, Clownsgame's comeback might just be happening. And he's down just one Panther 4 and he can't easily replace it. Set victory points wise, he's also far behind, so Acehiro is going to have to do some pretty intense lifting here versus Clownsgame now. Comes with the advancing Major, and he's even equipped the Major with BARs. Good God. Everything's getting a BAR. Everything. But Monsieur, I am only a humble tavern opener. Grab the beer and fart the goddamn crotch, I'll shoot myself. Sacre bleu. Now the Orbison squad there face Acehiro. Crashing them as always. Neat Ace on that M10 actually. Finding that the Neat Ace Panther 4 gave it a really big experience boost, which is obviously going to be a really big issue for the other Panther 4 now. Patrick the fires, near Ace on the Sturmpioneer, but being rushed by the captain backed up, but the Major with the BAR and the Lieutenant with more BARs. The Sturmpioneer falls back. M10 there gets a great shot on the Panther 4 there. North the M10 racing ahead here for freedom and democracy, shattering fences. Panther 4 shoots. Sonya's actually got suppressed but in before position close to the center victory point. And looks like he's going for a Pincer now on the Panther 4, but of course, now with only one Panther 4 to worry about, he doesn't have to worry about like getting suddenly swarmed by like, you know, multiple Panther 4s and one M10 here. Of course, he still has to be mindful of the Kettenwerfers. So, this time he's able to engage. He didn't get the Panther 4, but more crucially, he didn't lose any of the M10s either. Now the M10 here. Oh, could actually lose some, but no, Acehiro's too caught up. Oh, there we go. Anti-tank rifle grenade, the M10. If the Kevin doesn't get it, the anti-tank rifle grenade will, and there go. Pop goes the Weasel as the ammunition is cooked off here, leaving Clownsgame down just one M10, though soon to be joined by another one, because again, they are dirt cheap. 300 man-punt, 80 fuel. They cost less than a Stug. Charging in there. Causing chaos and havoc here against Acehiro and the German army, the 116th Panzer Division Winhund. Still, Acehiro is a fighter and so not about to give up in the face of this verdammten Yankee. This is gangster. Captain charging forward, backed up with the M10 and more infantry here. More BARs. There you go. Geballte Ladung. I think she's just gone for the blend cover there as well. Panther 4 strikes. I'm guessing Acehiro will just keep churning up Panther 4. Certainly at this point, trying to go for a target tank would be a bit silly. And similar, the Panther would probably struggle against just swarms of M10s. Just wouldn't be cost efficient. Another Ralph squad here for Clownsgame. Grabbing the northern point with the M10 here. Clownsgame is just furiously moving about here, attacking and just exploiting any gap he can find against Acehiro. He doesn't slow down. He's even equipped the assault units with a BAR on top of the flamethrower, and he's laying down mines. 2 thumbs up here. Orbs on there near the Acehiro, 28 kills for Deutschland, 29. North here, we got the M10 backing off, almost taken out here by the Kettenwerfer. Close call there, but the M10 escapes. Sturmpinion base in the center. Another Panther 4 Mollier there for Acehiro and for Deutschland. Got the Obersoldaten, the captain, and the assault unit is just a flurry of firepower there being unleashed in the Obersoldaten. But we got the Panther 4 arriving. Almost got the captains out of the building. He needs to retreat. Could have maybe considered popping some blend Kerbals assist. Oh, and they go up. They had a BAR. The Obersoldaten had a BAR. Everyone gets a BAR, apparently. Everyone. That said, he lost his ace Obersoldaten there with a BAR on top of the machine gun. That is actually quite a painful blow to Acehiro. That is a hell of a painful blow. Will be fairly difficult to replace. Even if he gets himself another BAR. The experience is going to be much, much tougher to replace. Sonya's being bombarded up north here. We got the Ralph Squad, the Obersoldaten up here. I believe have not been equipped with the BAR. Yep. We got 67 to 270 here. Acehiro keeps up the fight. But he's definitely feeling the heat and the pressure here from Clownsgame. North, the Obersoldaten losing out to the barred up Rifleman, actually. Got the Lieutenant charging in there. Panther 4 the running on the scene there, adding the Panzer Commander as well. Decent shot then, Lieutenant. Another nice shot there. East M10 just racing forwards here. Going straight for the Panther 4. We got the Kevin at the ready to maybe assist here. If he can bait it into its range. But clearly Clownsgame suspects something and is quickly weaving the M10 out of that one. So will he just keep churning up more M10s? Will we ever see a Bulldozer shown, for example? Will he go for Scots? Who knows? Up north here, though, got the KMF opening up the M10, but it could be quickly gunned down by the infantry. Panther dealing with the infantry as well. Another great shot from the KMF on the M10. Whoops, sorry about that. Close to VTF on that, the KMF, in fact, already now. Center there, smoke deployed. Thumbs up there. In the south, the other M10 races through here. More orbs on their face hitter. BAR still left behind there. No one wants it. Can't pick it up. And the enemy foot of getting outmaneuvered by the captain. Well set up here by Clownsgame. Utilising the blind spot of the smoke to outmaneuver the machine and give air could possibly wipe it and turn it against the Germans. Then, yep, gets it wiped here. We've got the Obersoldaten nearby, which will prevent Clownsgame from just grabbing the machine gun. And there you go, Panther rise, but misses. Saving their Clownsgame captain. And the Ace M10 rushes in there for freedom and democracy. The Orbs need to retreat now. M10 gets hit from the Panther through the rear though. Northern Victor being seized in the south. The other M10 still about there. Another Kednev for hit. Just absolutely high octane action here. And we do get a Bulldozer Shaman as well here. Clownsgame is just not kidding about here. The only thing he hasn't used this commander by at this point is actually the 240mm Howitzer barrage. But no, he's absolutely just squeezed every drop he can out of the USF so far here. M10 there gets a great hit from the Kenmaffer. Almost got it. Not quite. Another machine gun here for Acehiro. Didn't even bother picking up that one, I guess. Panther arrives on the scene here. Half 8 Veterinary 2. Bulldozer rolling 40 with his 105mm gun. Valve squad routed. North here, Panther moving in. M10 rushing out. Orbison moving in here, and we got the M10 rushing forward. Kednev in trouble. Panther shoots, misses. Great shot from the M10 and the Panther 4 there, right for the frontal armor. And far up north, the M10, good to go. Also being bombarded here by the Sherman. Campbell lands a great shot in the Sherman side armor. North here, Panther the M10 AC. We got 56 on 98. I mean, Acehiro's managed to really close in the gap between him and Clownsgame at this point, but and come back from some pretty bad developments that merely says Clownsgame. I mean, this is an absolute just top-notch fight here. But at least at this point, it does seem to slow down a bit here. Both sides, I think, you know, looking a bit stronger now and being a bit more cautious about how they engage. But at the same time, this could quickly just get very explosive in a matter of moments. Booby trap on the center victory point. Cap moves in and quickly guts Fritz there. 10 spring repaired. Bulldozer good to go. Could, of course, add the 5th cal to that one. South here, Pincer encountering a lot of American infantry. Smoke again being deployed. M10 gets a good shot in the Panther for Academy from nearby. Up north, though, theoretically, Acehiro could try and flank in from the north, catching here Clownsgame's forces in a bit of a twist there. So for no sign on that, infantry advances. Great shot from the Panther 4. Meanwhile, Ralph's Court Lieutenant charging in the castle on the Academy, forcing a retreat here. Meanwhile, in the center, Bolt Sherman and M10 engaging the Panther 4. Panther team engaging the Sherman. Further south here, the Academy is being mauled here. The Panther 4 still added. But can't much for how much longer. Major as the Panzer actually forces the retreat, they would appear. And then got Orbiton's Court being met here. They'll go accidentally retreats the Lieutenant. Great luck there for Acehiro. In the center there, Boulder Sherman there bombarding the Sturmpeony almost well that there. Panther 4 nearing extinction as well. The absolute chaos of this match is difficult to match. Up north, meanwhile, M10 rushes into mine, actually laid down there by Acehiro. Thumbs up, he found room to lay down to mines. Assault is rushing in there. Schwerer Panther quarters catching off, got the card point, and there you go. Murders the Assault Unit. Alkednev with the Assault Units before Alkednev can take it out there. Brutal then. The MD-34 setting up correct to take it out. TV goes for it, but no. Pops back behind a building here, narrowly escaping getting suppression. And these Assault Units have been out like since the beginning of the match. They've really done some work at this point. Licking his wounds to repairing his armor. Acehiro doing similarly. His armor's a bit more spread out, and crucially doesn't have self-repair. M10 rushing forwards here. Whoops, sorry about that. MD4 setting up, backed up like Kednev here, destroying like Kednev with the M10 and his 3-inch gun. Almost got it there. Good shot from Kednev from the M10. We got mines here from Clownsgame. At 56 as in 61. M10 nearly survives that. Got double orbitals on here ripping into the Americans. Assault units pushed back. MU-34 setting up in the center here. Catching the rifle squad in the south here. Panzer pushed back. M10 moving forward. Bulldozer moving forward. So that is definitely not an M10. Unless you're incredibly near-side it. Alton hitting a mine up north. What will Clownsgame go for next, and what will Acehiro go for next? It starts to look like he might actually be going for a Tiger Tank here. Instead of just going for more Panther 4s. Boulder Sherman down to almost half health up north. We got the ACM-10 going here for the flank of the Panther 4. Other Panther 4 that could catch in a bit of a crossfire. There you go. Turn the table here on Clownsgame, who quickly hits the flanking speed button to do the exact opposite of flanking, which is retreating. Other M10 then getting the Panther 4 here. And now we got the first M10 rushing in from the north. He opens to sniping a shot. They almost got the Panther 4 with it, but no, the shot bounces. A bit of relief there, imagine, coming over for Acehiro, but there you go. Panther straight going for the other M10. Fiercely attacking there. We got 40 of those, 160. And the south here, Boulder going for the flank of the Panther 4. Could he take it out with it? Almost. But not quite. Looks like he's trying it though. But didn't quite manage it. Sturmpeony rushing through the center. He could go for another Boulder Sherman. He could go for like M10s. He could go for like a Jackson, I guess, at this point. As for Acehiro, it would appear he's actually stalling out for the Tiger Tank in an incredibly brazen move, I would say, but also highly risky. Because, you know, it's going to take time to get the resources. Time which, you know, Clownsgame could exploit, but Inchinoff isn't either himself. He's, in fact, also filling resources. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but there you go. Got the field for the Tiger Tank. He just needs map on the center of the troops just being, well, evaporated here by the Bulldozer Sherman. Got 36 and then 56. Artillery fire up north here. Allowing here, you see to control the center and the south. We got another Bulldozer Sherman now for Clownsgame. Good God, he's just going to bullet his way through Acehiro, isn't he? And he's down to just one Panther 4, but is still seemingly going for a Tiger tank. This is going to either win in the game somehow, or it's going to likely cost him the game. He could win in the game somehow if he can somehow manage to like blindside Clownsgame with a Tiger tank, I suppose. The question is, can he manage to do that? Meanwhile, just... Oh, dear, it even got abandoned. It got abandoned, ladies and gentlemen. Suppose we get the assault units to repair that one, set the base in southwards there. Orbs about to get wiped up. The bullets Sherman center. There we go, pushing 40, catching machine gun and Ricardo with a really bad spot, pushing away here, opening up for the center victor point, and there you go, Acehiro has in fact gone for the Tiger 1 command tank here at probably one of the least spectacularly great moments. He's got control of none of the victory points, and he's actually using the Boulder Sherman crew to try and fix up the Panther 4 here. Wow. Got 31, there's 142 here. Acehiro charges it with the Tiger tank. So nearby getting ready. And there you go, the onslaught up to flank the Tiger tank. Thumbs up here to Clownsgame, but there goes straight to the Panther 4 and the Panther team. Good shot on the Tiger tank though. Other one attack from the north here. Southern M10's about to get knocked out, but they're now veteran 3 Panther 4 here. But no, he gets away with it. He gets away. Up north, the Tiger tank drags forward. The M10 gets another shot here. Anti-tank drive crew off from the Tiger tank here in the center, leaving Acehiro in a really, really bad place. And I'm talking about Wisconsin after dark. 10 points left for Acehiro here. Ralph's squad about to get murdered here. 7 points left in the south. The Boulder Sherman racing forward here. Stumpunier wiped out. It's a complete collapse here for the German army at this point. I think he's down to 1 point here. And with that, I think it is safe to say it is a GG, game over, and that was a hell of a match. It was some absolutely spectacularly non-standard American gameplay, really putting Armour Company through to the test. They're almost getting a full bingo too, but just really good use of the, I think, American command abilities there and just general units there. So 2 thumbs up to Clownsgame here, an absolute top-notch match. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.